Good morning, good evening, good evening. Hello, Facebook. How's everybody doing? How we all doing out there? It is so good to have this platform. I want to describe a person because she is one of the most. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you had to walk into a room and see somebody who was so pleased to see you, this person would be her. If you had to call a person because you needed to, pleased to see you, this person would be her. You needed to talk to a person, regardless of what's going on in the room, she would be available for you. So let me begin by just giving her introduction. She is strong, Black queen, proud, beautiful, sensitive, joyful, elegant, versatile. She is a loving, unique, powerful, poetic Black woman. She is fierce, unapologetic, will not compromise, bold and outstanding. She is wise beyond measure, brilliant because of her education, kind because of her big heart. She is what most of you young girls and young ladies today call an independent woman. She is remarkable. She is grounded, God-fearing. She is sensitive. She is and has been mother to a lot of people's children, auntie, provider, babysitter, sometimes even hold you overnight. Her and her family has been remarkable to the Black community itself, outstanding. This woman is a natural, true essence of the word kingdom work, what we do in the kingdom, what we say that the people are supposed to do, mothers and fathers and the teachers and the people around us. This woman has been that. Without further ado, I can't be so much more honored to have this woman grace this platform today. Coach Phyllis Jones. Hi, Coach. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. The people. So you don't have a camera. What's going on with your platform?
Put a camera on.
Put your camera on for me, beloved.
It says I'm denied.
I didn't hear you.
It says I'm denied. I'm sorry. My grandbaby's talking.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You know, my grandbino is always present too. So see if do you need to push the button? You want to go out and come back in?
I pushed it and uh, it says camera permission denied.
I didn't hear you.
It says camera permission denied.
So I got two screens of you up on there.
Oh.
You see if that did it, Coach. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you exit out and then come back in on that on that link I sent to you, okay?
Yeah, that's what I use.
I don't understand why I can't see you. I can't see your face.
I can see you, but there is this is access the line. There's a red line going through my camera, but I
Oh,
tried to keep hitting it, and it won't leave.
so why don't you close out and come and then redo it?
Okay,
All right.
all right.
What we're going to do is we're going to see if she can get back in. But I just want to say, what's up, Am? What's up, Stace? We waiting on Dr. Phyllis Jones to get back in here. She has, I guess, camera. She's having some problems with the way she is coming into the. See if we can help her out here on the back end. How is everybody's evening? What has everybody's evening been like today? What are we all doing today? Y'all just be a little patient with us. Y'all know Coach ain't been she has not been probably using the computer in a while. She is retired, hopefully, doing her thing. Let's see if we can get her in here. Tonight is it was such a beautiful day today. I hope everybody has been able to get outside, get some air under them. Today's interview and conversation just wanted to be on someone who is familiar, someone we can all relate to. I know I'm usually on a little later. I'm sorry. See where we at.
You wanted me to try again.
Here we go. Coach, are you
It still has that red line, Sammy. We're still working on it.
all right, so listen, Coach, while y'all are working on it, why don't we go on and jump right into the interview?
Okay.
How have you been, beloved?
I've been great. Thank you very much. I think since I retired, I've been more busy than when I was not retired.
I had just said that. I just said,
Yeah.
y'all know Coach has not been, she hasn't been working on a computer. So, so because she hasn't been working on a computer, she probably don't know how to work them no more like she used to, but all is well. All is well. We're so glad you're here. Coach, how have your health been? How's the husband doing? How's the kids doing? I hear the grandbabies in the background.
Yeah.
Just tell me how you been and let us just know how you doing because we don't get a chance to see you as much as we used to.
Right. Now, first of all, thank you very much for that kind introduction. I mean, wow. That was pretty awesome because I didn't know you felt this way, Sammy. I saw the other Sammy. Well, I appreciate you. You know, I always love you guys. I feel like I'm a part of your family.
And you know we are part of yours. You know
Yeah.
the Joneses, Joneses and the Gibsons they intertwine. I mean, they definitely do. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's an honor to be able to call you friend. It's an
Oh,
honor to
yes.
be able to call you Miss Jones. I see your husband here and there. I see the girls. They call me Uncle Sammy, and
Right.
when they see me,
All the
it's
time.
nothing but love.
Yeah.
But Coach Jones, I don't think we with this month with March. You know, this is the month that my mother's birthday is. God
Yes.
rest her soul.
February, March
Dwayne's
17th.
birthday is this month, so this month has been critical for me. And
Yes.
this whole month, I just wanted to bring women who have impacted the lives of mine and others around us. So for me, with it being Natural Women's Month and the month that we're supposed to honor the women in our space, I said, why not Coach Jones? Because Coach, you have, without knowing it, you have been a mother to so many people, boys and girls. You have clothed, fed, educated, drove, jitneyed, dropped off, picked up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't say it enough because I know the work that you have put, you and your family,
Yes.
the sacrifice
Mhm.
that your family has had to make. And I just wanted to give you some flowers today. I wanted to hand you these make believe, but my mother always used to say to us before she had gone on, she used to say, give me my flowers before I'm
Mhm.
gone. Tell me how much I meant to you before I
Right.
leave this place. And I've taken that in with all the women in my space. I want to just hand you this 25 long stem red, beautiful red flowers. Here they are for you because you have worked so hard in the community. You have diligently done so many things and you've just stood with time. When time ain't for everybody, Miss Jones,
That's
when
right.
time ain't the best thing for nobody, you have stood without you have been there without measure. Without measure. And I think that's the best thing I can say about you. And so for that, I give you these roses this night. I allow you on to come on the platform that I have and I've created, and we are just here just to say how much we love you, how much we care. How are you doing? What you doing? What are since you're out of since you're in retirement? What are the things you're doing, Ms. Jones? Just go ahead. I'm going to give you the floor because there's so much I can say and just tell the people how good you are. But go ahead, tell us what you've been doing since you've been retired.
Oh, okay. Well, my husband runs a nonprofit. It is called Youth Enrichment Services, uh, and it deals with a lot of the juveniles and so forth and young people. So I have come under his umbrella, and we have developed a program called FISH, FFISH, and it's fun fitness involving sports and health. And we just try to give the kids, uh, so much activity outside of our communities and things costs a lot of money. And whenever I go to the different events, and I just have to say, when I see the many white people there that are able to afford all these events, I'm like, why not our young people? And so we've created a program, and it involves kindergarten through eighth grade, and I even have some high schools as well. But we have golf, we have boxing, we have swimming, which is highly needed and among our community. And then we have basketball, both co-ed, boys and girls, and it's gone well. We use the Kingsley Center for the pools. We use the YMCA in Homewood for the girls and boys basketball. We use Westinghouse High School for both basketball and so forth. We use the Y again for boxing. So I mean, it's right there, and that's one of the reasons why we did it. We kept everything close so parents don't have to drive too far, and everything is free. And not only is that, we have mental health sessions, and as long as the kid goes through the mental health sessions, which is always a part of the program, they get a stipend at the end of 6 weeks. And so, it's nice to see the smiles on the faces of these kids when they say, "Did I really get $250. Yes, you did. You did what you were supposed to do. And we said, you would be paid, and you got paid. And so it's
Your
great.
family has been doing such kind work in the community for so many years.
Right.
And when you really speak about the Bible and when people really
That's right.
talk about who they are and what they're doing and how they're doing it, and this is the God honest truth. And I just want people to understand the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. The Bible says that we are supposed to be on this earth to help one another.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says, there's some quotes that I'm going to quote that a lot of people always usually quote, and I know they're not in the right text.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. Coach Jones,
Yes.
there is not enough people can do. And I'm going to, no, let me say this for you.
Okay.
Your husband had to give up husbanding. Your kids had to give up their mama.
Mm-hmm.
Grandkids. I mean, you have worked so hard in the community and just doing that thing. I know if my mother was alive,
Uh-huh.
she would have somehow, some way, one of her grandkids in your program.
Oh, yeah.
I would be cussing and fussing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to go down there to Coach Jones, and I don't know what Coach Jones and them are down there doing. And Beulah would say, nigga, if you don't shut up, that woman is down there doing what she needs to do. You know what I mean? I mean, Coach Jones, you have and always been a beautiful flower, a beautiful butterfly in the community. And there's just not enough. It's just not enough. It really and truly just, I know they have given you have retired and you've gotten awards and you've been standing with the mayor. Tell us that day about the mayor when the mayor honored you. Can you tell the people about that? Because that was, I watched it online and it was such a remarkable thing because, believe it or not, you were an educator when Ed Gainey was in high school.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
and he was over at Peabody. Well, it was truly an honor to be honored by the mayor of the city. I just appreciate all that he went through to get me there and everything. And you could tell it was genuine, honestly. Yeah. And I just really appreciate it. And like you said, Sammy, that's what I try to do with other people. Like you said, people would like to have their flowers so that they could smell them and know that they're there. You're right. Because afterwards, you gotta let people know how they feel. And I just, again, really appreciate you. But I want to put this out there too. Everything I do and that I did is from the grace of God. You mean, I'll be honest with you. There was a time at first, couple years after I worked at Westinghouse, I had contemplating on leaving Westinghouse. And there was an event or something there, and a parent had said to me when I had shared that with her, she said, Coach Jones, God's not through with you yet here at Westinghouse. You must stay and help these kids out and continue to work with them. And even now, Sammy, even when I said I was going to, when I said I retired, which was in 2020, I really meant that I was supposed to retire all the way through, give up the basketball and everything. But there's something there, that's God, that won't let me lay it down. I love the kids and all, and I want to give somebody else an opportunity like I had. But I don't know what it is, Sammy, but he said, not yet. And like people have told me, you'll know when it's time. And so, I love Homewood. I love Westinghouse. It's just a blessing. And, I heard teachers say, once you come into Westinghouse, you never want to leave. And that's true. That is so true,
Yeah.
And I don't find the kids, I mean, Kids are going to be kids. Students are going to be students. But if you show them love and show them that you do care, they'll respond with you. They'll work with you. They'll help you. And so that's what I learned. Show the kids that you care. When I don't know a girl's name, I call her sweetheart. Sweetheart, come on now. It's time for you to go to class. Or if I don't know a young man's name, I say handsome. And it's funny because I'm in the building, even though I'm not teaching, I'm in the building a lot of times, and there's a lot of kids that I don't know. But it's funny because as soon as I say something to them, or they'll ask other people, "Who's that?" And they'll say, "Oh, that's Coach Jones." And then a lot of the kids will say, "Oh, she had my mom." Or I was laughing because Sammy, one time somebody said, "Oh yeah, Coach Jones had my grandmother." I said, "Oh my goodness, am I on grandmother status now?" So it is an honor, though. It is, and I love the respect that I receive from the community, from the kids, from the teachers, at all times, and that's by the grace of God again.
I would not have been it. I think the word I'm coming up with is, I would be remiss to allow this month to go out and it be my mother's birthday. And I'm gonna share something with you that you may not have known.
Mm-hmm.
My mother felt like you was one of her oldest children. My mother, there wouldn't be a holiday. You know this though, Miss Jones. There wouldn't be a holiday. Beulah would be like, "Well, we putting this over here for," and she was the only one to call you Phyllis. I'm gonna put this and Coach Jones, Phyllis, whatever her name is.
Right.
We're gonna make this up for her and her kids. And she would say, "Ain't nobody taking home nothing. We're gonna get Miss Jones's husband something because we know he ain't coming." I would be honestly and truly remiss to let this month come in and go out without telling you thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know I gave you, and I'm just going to be transparent. I gave you such a hard time with my Stacy.
But Sammy, even through those hard times, we made it, and God knows we love each other still.
And people don't understand this. They be like, "Well, Sam, how do you do what you do?" Because I say this, there was one thing that my mother had gave me as a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't personal.
Right.
This ain't personal.
Right.
You decided to clock in today as that job. If it's McDonald's, you be the best that you possibly can, because you will have someone like my son Sam going to come up in here and he's going to wreck.
That's right.
He is going to wreck your day. But if you see him in the street, he going to give you $20 and or the shirt off his back, because he's just that type of person. And I'm so honored to be in your presence. When I was in your presence, I'm so honored that you taught my daughter. My daughter would not be the young lady, because a lot of people don't notice I raised Stacy by myself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, did a great job.
And if it wasn't for Phyllis Jones saying, "Sam, no, I'm gonna take her to my house, and you gonna go on," and I was traveling with them twins.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had to call you and say, "Look, Miss Jones, you have to keep her for her."
That's it.
An extra day. You was like, "Well, the kids will be over." I said, "Well, look, I'm already out of town. You have to keep her for an extra day and drop her off at my mom's house."
That's
you
right.
always made sure that the children was in your space, was safe. And listen, I'm going to be honest. Right now, Coach Jones, I've opened up, and I work with a nonprofit that I'm very grateful to be attached to.
Right.
We have over at CCAC. This is why the schools need Coach Joneses in them. I reached out to the school, several schools in our district, in our area, and I told them CCAC is holding free classes. CCAC is doing quite a few things. Not one person from the school board or the Pittsburgh Public School District came down to CCAC, and it broke my heart, because I said, now if Coach Jones was there, it would have been a show of children running in here for that. So, and I'm not saying that there's not good people there now, Miss Jones. That's not Coach Jones. And there is. I'm just saying we miss the people like you.
Oh, appreciate
that
it.
old soul, that
Yes.
grounded person that wasn't afraid to say, shut up and get in my car. I'm gonna take you down here because you need this.
Right.
And I'm gonna call your mom and I'm gonna let her know.
Mhm.
I remember my Stacy will say this to me in a heartbeat to this day. Dad, get peanut butter and jelly.
Yes, indeed.
She said, Dad, look, just give Aaron the baby, my grandbina, who's doing so well, Coach. She said, Dad, just look. If Coach Jones gave it to me, you can give it to him, and just give him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I'll be like, girl, if you don't. So it's just things like that, and you.
Right.
I'm just so thankful that my daughter, my sister, and my brothers.
Yeah.
I remember when you was over at Reisenstein.
That's right.
I remember when you was over at Reisenstein. A lot of people don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You were over at Reisenstein, and I was running them halls over there, and I thought I was, short enough hot stuff then. And you were doing your thing. So, Coach Jones, tell us a little bit about the program. I know you've mentioned it. Where is that program at for you and your husband that your husband has? Is there a based office, a place?
Yes. You can go to, it's 6031 Broad Street, right across the street from the Dollar General down there in East Liberty. There's a building, and then it has this youth enrichment services on the door, and there's like 4 different doorbells, and you just push that doorbell and you can enter in that way.
All right.
And he also has the Learn to Earn apps. You can go there and get signed up for Learn to Earn for the summer. The kids can, and get summer jobs.
That's what's up. I mean, Learn to Earn, I know this to be so that you put quite a few people.
Oh yeah.
Quite a few people's children in there.
Yes.
In that program, Learn to Earn. Boy, there was a few days, rainy days that my mother told us we need to go out and help Coach Jones do a street cleanup. And I was like, well, Mom, I'm too old to be on there. She's like, well, you're going to go down there and get that plastic bag and go on down there and help her clean up that yard down there that she's cleaning up, We were always asked to do community service. That's the one thing I like about the community too, and to get the girls involved. Love your community where you are. Keep it clean. Do the right thing. And we were always asked. So whenever we were asked that, we always, we'll do it. Tell us, Coach Jones. I want to call you Dr. Jones.
I know that's
You remember who started calling you that, Coach Jones?
Oh my goodness.
Lester Young. You remember that?
Yeah.
Lester Young. That was and excuse my French. That was a hell of a man, boy.
Yes, he was. I appreciated him all the time.
He would say, go see Dr. Jones. She'll take care of it. You'd be like, but she ain't my gym teacher. I said, go and see Dr. Jones. She'll call your mama too. I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking back of what it was for me, like when I was in high school, and how you impacted the young men. Young men, we just talk about the girls, and we talk about how you have transformed the way people appreciate the coach these days. I'm going to be honest with you, and I just want to give you I just want to give you a little more flowers. Now, when I say this, I want everybody to hear me as clear as I'm saying it. If you're just now jumping on, I have Phyllis Jones, Coach Jones, who had been an educator in PPS for, Coach, how many years did you stay in the school board?
39 years.
39 years. That's longer than most of you all know your mamas. So she has been educating and still within the dynamics, retired from the PPS, and she is still educating. But I just want to say this so everybody can hear me. I'm going to mention a few names because these people are they're pillars now in the community, in the school district. And I want you to understand the reason why I'm saying this. And you know, you have paved the way for people like Miss Creighton.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's your baby. I know that's your
Yeah.
girl.
Yep.
And I know this was, if you had an understudy,
Mm-hmm.
it would be Miss Creighton.
Yeah.
In the way Miss Creighton came, I remember Miss Creighton had just came to the school a year before Stacy had gotten into high school.
Right.
And at that time, my nieces, Ronisa and Tracy, had already gotten out of school, and Wade was leaving Westinghouse. And I met Miss Creighton because of I was doing community service work in the community, and I met her. And I remember the attack. I remember the relationship.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The way Miss Creighton, or the ability for Miss Creighton to move the way she moves, and the dynamics of the children, respecting her being able to engage with the children, is because of the relationship she had with one coach, Phyllis Jones. I'm going to tell you about another young person, and because it's a gender difference, a lot of people would say, no, that's not true. But nah, it is true. Dante, Coach Dante, and how he was in your class.
Oh, yeah.
Became coach, and then became in your adult class that he never knew he was entering into.
Right.
Coach Jones, you have impacted math teachers, reading teachers. A lot of people don't know, because I know this because I worked in the Board of Education. There's a thing that's called classroom management.
Yes.
And how a teacher is supposed to be able to manage that classroom, give the lessons, and be able to still maintain order and fashion and grace in the room.
That's right.
You have been I remember, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be one that I'm going to take you back. He was a science teacher. His name was Mr. Bransky. If you can remember this, he liked to clap and say little jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he hurt someone's feelings, a young lady's feelings. And you come down the hall in them blue Westinghouse shorts, and you said, "Look here, Mr. Bransky, can I speak to you in the hallway?" Yeah. And at that time, gym teachers was, I believe Miss Hill was with you. If you can remember Miss Hill,
I remember Miss
Hill. And you and her came down the hall and said, "Look, you addressed this child a way that wasn't appropriate."
Right.
And I believe he was going to get his ass chewed out right then and there. But because of your grace, you said, "Look, we're going to allow you to go on into the classroom and do what you need to do. But this better not never happen again." And we'll have a conversation after this. And in the 90s, it was crazy. Pittsburgh Public Schools was crazy. But I remember the gym teachers used to be the security.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The lunch aides.
Oh, yeah.
The gym teachers and the hall monitors.
Yes.
I remember, if they weren't the vice principals, you all were. The gym teachers was almost everything. They played an effective role within the high schools in the 90s. Because of the dynamics of the way the world was turning. I'm just so thankful. I'm just so honored to be able to say. So, just to be able to grace your presence, even we can't physically see you, I know you're doing well, you're healthy. I just pray that you and your husband is, all that you all can be, because you have been that. I want to talk a little bit about it, and I know you never like to do this, but I want to talk about it anyway. You've always been such a private person, but because I think you're such a family to me, and I think I'm so honored, and I hope I don't cross the line. But let's talk about you being grandma. How is being grandma, Miss Jones? Tell us how that is.
Boy, Cassidy, my granddaughter, she's 7 years old. I always say, "Oh, she got granddad wrapped around her hands," But you know what? She also got grandma wrapped around her hands. But we never forget the discipline that we have to have, because children will be children. Like our pastor, former pastor, Eleanor Page from Rodman used to say, you don't have to teach a kid how to do bad. You have to
Hmm.
teach them how to do right, the right thing.
Yeah.
And so, that's how I approach it with all kids as well as my granddaughter. We have to learn the right way to do things. But it's been awesome having a granddaughter, and
It, isn't that love? Isn't that love something different?
it is. It's something different, especially when they come and hug you and tell you that they love you.
And they whisper in your ear, I
Yes,
love
I
you.
love you. Yes, and it's awesome how they do that. Yeah.
I know Aaron, I call him Chocolate. Everybody know it
Mhm.
on this platform. I call him a Grandino. And
Mhm.
like you, I'm a bit personal, but when it
Right.
comes to Aaron,
Mhm.
there is no other
Mhm.
infatuating love.
Right.
I read this book somewhere, and I think the word is called agape love.
Agape in the Bible.
There is no love. Listen.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Stacy gonna hate me saying this. I'm gonna be honest. For me,
Mhm.
Stacy doesn't have to come and see me anytime.
Mhm. I hear you. I hear
But
you.
that grandbaby, Miss
Grand.
Jones,
Yes.
that
Yes.
grand, I don't care
Mhm.
what it is. He got his little cell phone, so he calls me on his cell phone, and,
Oh.
he says to me, "Pap, what you doing?"
Uh-huh.
And I say, "Are you supposed to be on the phone?"
Uh-huh.
He said, "Well, who you going to tell, Pap? I'm on the phone." I'm like, I'm gonna call your mother. You're like,
Yeah.
no, you're not, Pap. You're not gonna call her. I called you to tell you I love you, and it just takes
Oh,
away
yes,
any bad thing that's in the world. It takes away for that one moment.
that's right.
It takes away any uneasy situation going on in my space.
That's
I know we talk about the grandbaby, but let's talk about my favorites. You know that. Let's talk about the
the
girls.
daughters.
How's the girls doing?
Everybody is doing well. Let me start with Carmen. She's a fantastic mother. You just don't know, until you start seeing what all she's done for Cassidy and how she loves her and cares about her. I'm so excited for her. She's working with my husband's job, nonprofit. She's the data collector. So she gets all the data on all the kids and so forth and does the research and reports for that. Denise, right now, she's up at the University of Michigan working on her doctorate's degree. And she has, you all keep her in prayer. She has about 2 years to go. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work and it's strenuous. But we keep telling her and enforcing, you can do it. You can do it. Yes, you can. And then Mindy, the youngest one, she came out of teaching. It wasn't the kids really so much as the adults that she had to deal with. And so she's trying to figure out what she wants to do with that. But she also works for my husband's program and she's the program coordinator. So right now, if you want to say it's a family business, it's all in the family. It's all in the family. And, some people don't like that, Sammy, but who better to have and to rely on more so than your family?
My Stacy
Mhm.
is my chief executive officer
That's
in
right.
my business because in our nonprofit because
Right.
uh when it goes down,
That's right.
you need for someone
Mhm.
who's going to have your back to
That's
be able
right.
to make your legacy go forward.
That's right.
Uh I'll be remiss again. I use that word to
Mhm.
not mention this man who has been nothing but, when you talk about a fresh, a renew, uh, a secure, a
Mhm.
not moved, a not bothered man,
Mhm.
I'm going to say Mr. Jones is
Yes,
that person.
yes,
He
he
is the Febreze in the ear. I don't care
is.
which room he comes into. I don't care how he come into it. I
Exactly.
seen Mr. Jones at a banquet, and this man had on a pinstripe checkered blue gray coat. with some gray pants, I was going to jump on Mr. Jones if I could have fit it. But when I looked at him and seen it was Mr. Jones, I said, dang, I can't jump on this man. He was clean as the Board of Health and then some. How is the man who holds it all together, who makes this locomotive run? How is Mr. Jones doing?
Yeah, well, I have to say, Sammy, Dr. Jones is doing very well. He too has retired, but he's working more now than he ever has. Still, working in the community. That's the number one thing on his, page. That's who he's concerned about, the kids. Even getting people from the community jobs and so forth. He's doing well. And I'll say this. The other day we went to the basketball games down at the PPG building when they had the site here from the for the basketball Final Four, I want to say. Yeah. So there were some students. There were some people sitting behind us. Anyway, long story short, the one guy, I heard him say he was from West Virginia. Well, that's where Dr. Jones taught at for 39 years at West Virginia University in sports management. And he when he said he was there in West Virginia playing on a basketball team, I turned around and said, my husband's from West Virginia. And they got to talking, but he said to my husband, he said, "You're Dr. Jones?" And my husband said, "Yes." And he said, "I am so honored to know you." He said, "I never had you in class, but all the athletes talked about you so much. And I just feel proud that I got to meet you and even shake your hand." And it almost made him cry. That made my husband's day. That really did.
A lot of people don't understand when you're in this thing that's called a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have to do the work that you do, to do the work that he do, to allow people to come into you all's personal home.
Exactly.
You gotta be. There's got to be something in your blood, because I ain't gonna lie to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come into my living room. I got. My Stacy will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a something kind of rug on the floor in my living room.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
You not.
Yeah.
And you all have allowed these people to come into your space, and you guys are just remarkable people.
Appreciate
there's not enough to say thank you for you all.
No.
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't say enough. I just can't. I just wanted you to know that these flowers I hold here today is because you have been so graceful.
I'm
so
very
good,
honored.
so honorable to the community. And I know it has been at least 3 generations in my family.
Oh yeah.
That you have worked with, and still is, because God knows in heaven. I mean, I know. I just want to say this to you, because there's some people who are online. I know Amber calls you the GOAT. You know that. It's like I'm just letting her know that if you're still online, Amber calls you the GOAT. And there is, when you say that word, we use it loosely in our community, because someone was good. Someone played well. Someone wore that nice outfit. But I know this is coming from my sister, and Amber and I was in school. Tried to teach me how to swim. I don't know if Amber remembers this. Me and Amber was at Reisenstein, and I'll never forget this. You told he was the little white guy. I want to say his name. I remember him. The girls and the boys were swimming this day, and you said, "Let him get in the water." He said he got so much mouth. Let him get in the water. And he had the black hair. He was the military gym teacher. You remember him? He was short too. You said let him get in the water. He said don't let him just keep sitting there. I wanted to sit on the bench. Amber was in the swimming pool and Amber was swimming. And this is how long we've been. Am and I've been friends. And when you talk about the goat, you was like, get in, give him the board, and walk away. I'll call his mama if he drowned.
Oh my goodness.
I said, no, I know she didn't. She's not my gym teacher. And the gym teacher was like, you heard what Miss Jones said.
Yeah.
Go on and get in the water. I got enough water, and boy, it ain't been the same
since
then. I'm serious. It's just, we use that word GOAT for so many people who just done a great job because they were an athlete.
Yeah.
But the GOAT is truthfully here on the telephone.
Oh.
The GOAT is truthfully the work that you have put into not one child, not 100 children, 39 years, and still going.
Yeah.
You have been beyond the GOAT. I don't know what you call that, but you are beyond that. You are Christ-like. You are the epitome of honor, what work God say we are supposed to be doing in this community, in this life of ours.
Mm-hmm.
Before I get off and before I let you go, Ms. Jones, is there anything that you particularly want to say to the people, and say anything that you would want them to know what you're doing, what you got going on, where you be at for the next few days or anything?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said before, Sammy, I have that program, and most of the flyers go out to the students at their school. The principals send them out on our East End schools. So it's called FISH. And if they look for it, they can see it in their talking points for parents. Also, I will have some flyers at Westinghouse, and I'll have some flyers at all the schools. The Homewood YMCA, I'll put some out there as well. Get involved. It's nice for the kids. But also, we are recruiting girls for the basketball team. We have a program getting ready to start April 22nd. Anybody, even if you don't know how to play basketball, we are willing to learn. We will teach you from now until season, which is November. So you'll have from April 22nd till November to get in shape. It's going to be like a boot camp, but get in shape. It'll be classroom sessions to learn the game of basketball. We'll teach you as long as you're willing. And I will have that information out at the school.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, Miss Jones. But I think we've lost our signal here. I can't hear you. But this is what I want to say. I'm so glad to have you on tonight. You are a remarkable person, a true inspiration to all people. And I thank you for the work you've done. I thank you for the work you're doing. And I thank you for the work that you all will continue to do. The Joneses are truthfully a remarkable entity and a critical plug, a critical piece of the community that we so-called call Homewood, East Liberty, and East Hills. The East End of Pittsburgh. You're so rich in tuned and you're invested, and that we don't take that lightly. I thank you so much for doing all you do. But as always, this is our time. I don't like to hold you all on long. Again, Miss Jones, here's your flowers.
Thank you.
I thank you and I honor you and I love you the end of time. With every fiber in me, I love you for doing what you do, and I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
All right.
With that being said, people, Facebook, everyone on, it has truthfully been a great honor, a great night this evening, being able to speak to such a wonderful woman of eloquency, a woman who has always made it a point to make it her agenda to allow other people to come into her space and utilize her for whatever it is, good or bad. And I tell people this all the times. She is a joy, a beauty, an essence of grace.
Oh,
And because of that reason, when we see her, please give her a hug. Let her know that you appreciate the work she's done. It may not have been directly one of your children, but it possibly have been one of your
relatives,
family members.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones, Dr. Phyllis Jones, I thank you so much.
Thank you, Sammy.
I thank you so much.
Okay.
You be good, my dear.
Right.
Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's it, everybody. Facebook Live. It is what it is. The people has spoken this evening. Coach Jones come from a different place. Her mother and father has nothing to be ashamed of. The work she has done will go for years on. Miss Jones and her husband, we just truthfully, honestly love them. And if you see them, guys, let them know how much you appreciate them. That's my time tonight, and I'm so honored and so thankful that you guys have come on and you allowed me to use this platform to be one of the greatest measures of communication in educating and keeping us informed in our community. You guys are good to me, and I want to be good back to you with the information I give to you. If God is love, I'm loving on you all from over here. And it's so good to see you all. With that being said, it's your boy, it's your cousin, it's your friend, it's your uncle, it's your brother. It's the dew in the morning, and I'm here with you. You all be good, be good, be good, be good to somebody. Let them know how much you care about them. Until next time, I'll see you all real soon. Y'all be good now.